Welcome to the O-Scene. I'm Jacqueline Twegg. In Orange County, there's always something to do. Look to your own neighborhood or a surrounding city. Time to check out the people, places, and events taking place on the O-Scene. Labor Day typically marks the end of tourist season in Huntington Beach. With an estimated 15,000 visitors, it looks like it ended with a bang. And when is it okay to tip a cop? The full story coming up. Also, stay tuned for other recent happenings in Fountain Valley, Huntington Beach, Stanton, and Westminster. Huntington Beach Central Park, the spot to see history come to life. The 24th annual Civil War Days on display for thousands to take part in.
A lot of people that fought during the war on both sides fought for what they felt was their country, whether that was Virginia, whether that was the United States. It's a very complicated thing, and that's one of the things that we get to portray here is all of these different people's experiences. You have, 150 years ago, that entire country, and you get to do your own research to become one of those people and really get into that experience, and it's amazing to be able to see that.
Right! Hey! Our group is Battery B, 1st Pennsylvania Light Artillery, also called Cooper's Battery, named after the captain. And we did research on them. There's actually pictures of a Cooper's Battery in action in the trenches around Petersburg, so we copied our uniforms off of them. I'm wearing a campaign hat, which is very common. You'll see the forage cap. I have a sack coat. They also had more of a uniform jacket, a tighter jacket, high boots, low boots.
From the uniforms to the cannons firing.
These guns are towed to the battlefield with horses, usually a 4-horse team. If we can afford, we take 6 horses is preferable.
All from the time period, all authentic, complete with real gunpowder filling in the air.
You got literally brothers fighting against brothers, and that's something that needs to be not forgotten. And I think by coming out here, I just learned a couple things about the field artillery fights. At the range of this battlefield, the fights only last for 15 seconds. Because it's such close range, and the artillery is like big shotguns. I just thought that everything is just awesome. It's just, if you haven't been, come. I can't say that enough. It's pretty fascinating.
Well, my brother and I were just talking about that, and it's like this is one of the biggest wars that lost all the people, and it was the United States people against each other, and it was kind of sad. I mean, very sad. But it's neat to see this production out here in Huntington.
In addition to the battles, shops set up to replicate wares and goods sold back in the 1800s. In capturing the essence of the era, a vintage camera put to use, which means the Confederate soldiers needed extra patience.
1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000, 7 1,000, 8.
Also music to keep the morale up. And of course, Lincoln made an appearance, complete with Q&A from the audience.
Both Lincoln and I started out our political career early as Whigs in Congress. At the beginning of the Civil War, we were both Unionists, which means that we wanted to preserve the Union.
Reading about these things in books is not the same as getting to see it in real life. And we've found talking to their reenactors that they're really into it. And they're very friendly, outgoing, have a lot of history that they can bring to life for you. And getting to bring my daughter to interact and see what camp life would have been like and battles would have been like just brings the whole history to life.
Pete, his wife, and daughter Rory drove from San Diego to attend this 2-day event.
Just being here today makes me feel really special. It's just wonderful to see all these actors putting on a performance for us, bringing the past back to life.
At one of the camps, battery cook Dennis Porter was cooking up dinner and serving up a side of history.
They call them Dutch ovens because the Dutch brought these cast iron pots over to the New World and they traded things with the Indians, and so the name stuck.
As far as what's on the menu, all true to the time period except for the greens.
I have some baked beans. I have 2 tri-tips with potatoes and pearl onions, and I have a buffalo roast with potatoes, pearl onions. I have a dessert of chocolate turtle brownies, peach cobbler, and I also have Caesar salad waiting for them in the coolers.
Marjorie Cotting and her family set up camp for the weekend. She takes on the role of a soldier's wife.
As a teacher, I know that some of my kids, you're reading from a textbook, even watching a video movies, it doesn't quite come real until you can come experience it. You fully immerse yourself in the time. And you realize things like, how fashion reflects the scarcity of material back in the day and how people had to reuse things and be creative. And it just brings a whole new layer of understanding to history. And also, we have great people in our unit that we've met, become good friends with, and it's been really a great experience.
He looks in fine, I wonder, and what he sees, the Ohio militia eating goober peas.
Walking by, of course, it was just shocking seeing the difference of what they wear and how they lived, and definitely I'm sure they're not enjoying it in this heat. Definitely wouldn't want to be wearing what they're wearing, but it's definitely interesting to see the difference of what they're wearing. The women are fully clothed, pretty much from head to toe with those dresses, long sleeves.
But there's a purpose for each and every garment.
So women during this time period wore a lot of clothing. I'm wearing about 4 layers on the bottom and about 3 layers on top. And it's a combination of different reasons. It's modesty, it's cleanliness, it's warmth, or in this case coolness, so that you can keep cool at the same time. You're also modest, so I'm covered down to my wrists, up to my neck, sort of mostly, down to my ankles, so that I am covered as a modest woman would be.
Alexandria tells us she too loves the dresses and interacting with all those who attend.
Especially the little kids, it's super cute because they're like, oh, look at her dress. And it makes me happy to give people a sense of being able to go back in time.
The Civil War reenactment is an annual event held on Labor Day weekend. Another annual event in Westminster. This marks the 16th anniversary of September 11th, and city leaders deliver a heartfelt message.
These ordinary people taught us through the action the value of duty, loyalty, self-sacrifice, and love.
The City of Westminster's 9/11 Remembrance Day ceremony held in front of Westminster Police Memorial set the tone.
I personally lost many friends from high school on 9/11. Many lives were cut short by this terrorist act. 2,996 at the World Trade Center, 125 at the Pentagon. The New York City Fire Department lost 344 firefighters. The New York, New Jersey Port Authority Police lost 37 police officers. And the New York City Police Department lost 23 police officers. All of these men and women are heroes.
City Council member Margie Rice recalls the moment she heard the news. At the time, she was the mayor of Westminster.
A lady that worked in my office that morning, and she said, "Mayor, turn your TV on." And I turned it on and I saw the plane hit the building. I'll never forget it. To me, if we forget, then it could happen again. We've got to keep our guard up. We've got to remember what happened and don't let it happen again.
Councilmember Sergio Contreras delivered a moving speech entitled One by Cheryl Sawyer.
We are one color, one class, one generation, one gender, one faith, one language, one body, one soul, one people. We are the power of one. We are united, and we are America. Thank you.
It's a beautiful poem. It shows love. We need to show the love, not say we love, but show it.
Police Chief Ralph Ornelas' message:
Cherish and appreciate the sacrifice. When the bell rings and a big tragedy happens, we're the ones that are going to have to respond, the firefighters, the police officers, the military. And I want the public to, respect equally as we respect them, about the job that we do every day.
Now to law enforcement in full force, along with the assistance of firefighters helping the city. In Fountain Valley, the community comes together for good food and for a good cause. Claim Jumper is host of the City of Fountain Valley's annual Tip a Cop fundraiser, a fundraiser benefiting Special Olympics.
We're paired up with Special Olympians. We go throughout the restaurant, we provide service, and the public really laughs because police officers usually aren't serving up a meal, they're serving up something else. Could have been a ticket, but it's a lighthearted event and they like to support the Special Olympians that way.
And the way the public gives back to the foundation? By purchasing a ticket. Raffle ticket, that is, and by placing a bid in the silent auction.
We've been coming out for 18 years. We've raised about $150,000 for Special Olympics. And it's a subject that's real close to our heart. Actually, one of our police officers' daughter is a Special Olympian, and she swims. So it's a real personal connection for us, and we really enjoy it.
It really means everything. It makes you feel like you're from a small town, to have that support, to have the visibility, to have the partnership between the community and law enforcement, raising up our athletes, promoting awareness, and also promoting their abilities is absolutely everything for Special Olympics.
The police officers and the firefighters are incredible, and especially when I do for Special Olympics.
I think it's been great for Tip a Cop for over the years. It's a fun experiences.
I feel support for all the policemen, and they are doing a great job and cleaning nice when we doing the Tip a Cop.
I have a member of the family who has participated in Special Olympics. In wrestling, in tennis, in all kinds of different things, and it's been so much to him, and that has put me more involved in it than I maybe not necessarily would have been. But I love our city. I would do anything I can to help our city prosper and be wonderful and let people know about it, what a giving community we are.
Jean Hardy is a member of the Fountain Valley Retired Senior Volunteer Program and has taken part in this event for the past 6 years.
It was important that I be here this evening to show the support to the police department, not only during the day, but at an event like Tip a Cop. Fountain Valley has so many volunteers. It's a very generous community, and I wanted to be a part of it tonight.
And to see the look on the faces of the kids that are buddies of the police people who are waiting on tables. It's really fun, and it's fun for the police to be out and show that they're members of the community and they have a soft side and they have a protective side. So it's not just a banner on the side of the police car. In all communities, we're residents of Southern California, have always lived here. So we just think it's very important for all the community to come out to events like this.
This Fountain Valley Tip a Cop event raised more than $11,000. The funds will support 22 athletes for a full year. And getting kids to be kids and run around for an active afternoon. In Stanton, the Boys and Girls Club is celebrating a day for kids. Getting them outside in the sun for fun.
Go, Brendan, almost there, go!
It's a national effort where everyone should be out celebrating their kids and playing with their kids. So we bring the kids out here for 2 hours, let them run around, play, enjoy some nice games, but then also just smile and have a great time.
9-year-old Haley tells us about all the games and activities taking place. She also explains the ticket scoring system.
Over there, there's a potato sack race, and if you win first, second, or third place, if you win first place, you get 3 tickets. If you win second place, you win 2, and if you win third, you win 1. There's this game right here called potato sack race, and I did that, but I came in second place, but it's okay because we had fun, and that's all what fun. That's what games are about, not winning, but having fun. And over there, you have to try to get the other person's flag, and if you get their flag, then you get a ticket. And then there's a bunch of other games. There's face painting, there's arts and crafts. I got a heart on my face, and they have, for arts and crafts, they have to do a crown, and you could decorate it however you want. When you get 5 tickets, you get to dunk the staff.
And dunking staff was certainly the highlight for everyone.
So I'm saving up these tickets for the certain staff, so I throw the ball at this plate, and it goes down, and the seat pops up, and they fly into this little tank of water, so they get soaked. So that's what the dunking is all about, and it's fun.
So what's the kids' consensus?
I had a great day because we went to the park, and we were playing with. You could play, and there's games, and you could have time playing with your friends.
My favorite part of today was coming to the park and hanging out with my friends and the staff, because it can build up our friendship and make us have a better relationship.
Is being a kid playing outside is like when you're an adult, you can't do that much things because you have lots of work to do. But when you're a kid, you have the chance to run around, play with your other friends, and then you can do lots of fun things with all your friends and your family members.
And on a day-to-day basis, the Boys and Girls Club serves not only as a place to play, but as a safe haven of sorts after school, providing homework help, guidance, and life skills.
The number one thing for us is, for me, I grew up at the Boys and Girls Club, and it was the best experience I've ever had. Some of the mentors are still some of my best friends ever, and I want to pay that forward. I want to make sure that these kids have the experience that I have, and 10, 20, 30 years later, someone's coming back and telling me, you know what, the Boys and Girls Club was the greatest thing in my life.
From Day of the Kids to Day of the Family, quality time filled with song and dance, and of course, food. Dia de la Familia, a Westminster tradition for more than 25 years, and Sigler Park is the site for entertainment.
Because I think as the young ones grow up, they need to know their culture, they need to know what started all this. They need to realize how proud we are of having this community, and this keeps it alive.
So the Ficortico group, it was very cool because of the skirt. It went everywhere, and like the nice flowing. My dad's the DJ, the band is so fun, the dancers are so good, I just love it here.
It's a lot about my country. There's dance, there's mariachi, it's a lot of stuff. I invite everybody to come.
bailar goza, mi cha-cha-cha sonando, para bailar goza.
Then there's the food. And it's not only a day packed with fun, but it's fun with the family.
We just went to the photo booth and it's a lot of fun. You get to put on hats and cool little costumes, and we can get food like the Italian ice here. We just got a mango one and it was really good. It was our first time trying Italian ice. It's just really fun here, and every time there's an event here, we always come because it's really special to me and my sister to spend time in family with my mom.
The classic cars, part of the show, provide a cool vibe and cool photos.
So we brought out a 54, 51, a couple 48s today, and my sedan delivery. It's a 1948 sedan delivery. It's a pretty rare car.
Ricardo Zavaleta and his friend are taking it all in.
Just seeing the culture of the Mexican tradition here, and the cars, obviously.
I come volunteer at the church. I've been coming here for like 2 years. I like coming here because I like to see everyone get together as a family, basically. Especially here for the cars, the tacos.
Also important, community information. Mimi Lozano keeping busy, helping those who want to know more about their past.
I'm representing the SHARE group. It's the Society of Hispanic Historical Ancestral Research. We help people do their family history. We focus on the Latinos, the Hispanics, people that are trying to do their research in Spanish records.
And Scott Miller with the City of Westminster Water Department on hand, handing out tips.
It's the Day of the Family. It's a great atmosphere, and we're always happy to be a part of that. The Westminster Water Department gets involved because we want to put a message out there that, this drought may have ended, but our need to save water is still really important. So it's a great time for us to interact with the public.
Westminster Police promoting their cadet program and giving parents peace of mind with new technology.
An app called KidPrint. And what that does is it allows us to photograph the fingerprints of these kids using our smartphones and put it into an application that we can email to the parents, and that will include a physical description of their child, a photograph, and their fingerprints.
Well, there's a lot of information, free information being given out today. So we're here to look and to see what everybody's doing, what kind of information is available. Maybe it's something that could help us. Maybe it's something that we can transmit to somebody else, be beneficial for somebody else.
Ever wondered what it takes to run a police department? Well, wonder no more. Huntington Beach Police Department's open house allows people to get an insider's view of what happens behind the scenes.
I think it's a nice way for the public to be able to come out and approach us. They don't have to have a specific problem. They can ask us questions. They can see us as people, and they can just talk to us about anything they want to, whether it's police related or just about our equipment or anything that they're curious about with the police department. This is a perfect opportunity for them to do so.
Everything from SWAT displaying their equipment and answering questions.
For instance, why do we need the armored car? The real reason for it is it keeps us safe, but it also keeps the public safe too. We can use this to rescue injured people. We can use it to rescue injured officers. We can put it in the line of fire if somebody's shooting at us from a house or a vehicle or anything like that. We can use that to block him or that suspect from us or from an injured person while they get scooped up and rescued to an ambulance.
To K-9 officers showcasing their partner and their mission. Also, Mounted Patrol meeting and greeting kids, families, and the community.
Our day starts a little earlier than a regular officer because we have to go to where we park our truck and trailer. Then we go to the equestrian center and pick our horses up. We have to make sure we're taking food out with them because it's not like you can stop at the local Jack in the Box to get hay. So once we have the horse, we take them to wherever we happen to be working that day. Usually we know in advance.
As far as where you might find Officer Brownlee and Drifter,
Our primary focus is downtown in the bar district and the restaurant areas where large crowds tend to gather. And then we'll do the beach in the summertime where the crowds are at, and we can see drinkers from a distance. We also patrol the Central Park area where we've shown an increase in our homeless population, as well as the Santa Ana River Trail.
and greeting visitors in the lobby, a newly handcrafted 7-foot wooden flag dedicated to the men and women of the Huntington Beach Police Department.
We find that all the turmoil in the world today, that the flag kind of brings people together, not Democrat, not Republican, just right in the middle, and that's why we built this, so we could all come together.
Tours taking place below lobby level, one of the main attractions.
Some of the things that we're going to go through are our dispatch center, the jail, and then the crime lab.
First stop, dispatch center, the central location for 911 calls.
Dispatch center, you can see that we have numerous stations around, computers. Dispatchers are taking calls at 911 or non-emergency line.
Then it's off to jail.
As you notice here on the right, you'll see some areas where there's basically a cell with a shower and stuff like that.
And next, it's Q&A and comments from the community.
What was most interesting was seeing the helicopter, because we live near the helipad, so understanding there's 3 different choppers and all the activity they have there, but also understanding SWAT and how it's organized and how they all interact with the different departments.
That was a lot of fun. I wanted my son to just see the aspect of the police, and especially in our city, and see what they do. I mean, I don't think we as citizens really have an idea other than seeing them on patrol. So being able to see the inside the jail and what they do on a daily basis, and the weapons and the vehicles was really interesting, not just for my son, but for me as well.
That's all for now, but we hope you'll be inspired to go out and explore all of the experiences awaiting you. Until next time, I'm Jacqueline Twegg for the O Scene.